Hey guys, welcome back. It's Chris from CryptoPirates here, bringing back another video. Unfortunately, we've got some bad news. Zouk has officially left the building. Um, in the Discord, we kind of predicted that Zouk would see its end. We would be seeing like crisis times around late February or early March, or at least that's what we projected or discussed in the group. It was all just theory, but that's where we saw things landing because we basically said, if this conversion promotion doesn't go too well for Zouk, the platform will tank around February and March. And Zouk did try to do some things to try to fix the conversion rate, but they still fumbled the ball at the end. And, you know, even with that being said, the sell orders were only around 20K. The Zouk team had amassed over 1 million, so they had more than enough funds to cover this and then some, but they just decided that it wasn't worth it and that they would rather walk away with the 1 million. And that's ultimately what they did. Some of our investors got their initial out long before this happened. We bought and sold in waves, so certain people got in at certain waves, certain people got out in certain waves, but everyone knew that by doubling down and holding through late February, it would be an extreme risk. It would either be extreme payout or extreme risk, and we saw that the platform looked solid. Everything looked solid with what it was going with, but you know that there's always that chance that the team will just randomly exit for whatever reasons, and that's essentially what happened with Zouk. Um, I predicted that this would be happening, so when I heard that withdrawals weren't working, I immediately made another Telegram group and started getting people over into the Telegram group. There were some people saying that withdrawals weren't working, but we couldn't get it confirmed, for everyone. It took a couple of days before there was a consensus between the community because the way that Telegram groups work is that there's a lot of comments and a lot of spam, and without structured admins and moderation and watching it, all the information is just like tossed into a mix of spam. You can't really understand what's going on. But over the course of a weekend, I would say late February, early March, everyone started to figure out that the withdrawals weren't working. So that's when the FUD really started happening and the price of the coin started dropping and dropping and dropping. And, Zouk suddenly abruptly stopped making announcements. It was a series of things that were just all bad signs. And I made a Telegram group to try to funnel people out of that community because I saw, okay, look, this is going downhill. This project might not last, but I'm going to get some of these people out of here so that when the team inevitably closed down the website, which they did, when the team inevitably closes down the website, they're going to eventually close down the Telegram group as well, and they did that at the exact same moment. So those 2,000 some odd people who didn't join the Telegram group, they eventually just got stuck holding their hands, and they may have extending questions about this or that, and they won't really be able to get any answers or opinions from other investors at this point. But I managed to get over 130 people, so that's good. At the end of the day, we knew this was the risk. Everyone knew what they were getting into. We talked about Zouk extensively, like the pros and the cons down to the smallest, letter. And, that's kind of what we do whenever we're invested in something, and we somewhat predicted that by late February, early March, we would see, a very, very elevated level of risk. If we go back far enough in our discussion history, we have groups of people saying that, and unfortunately, it turned out to be true. And when we were investing in Zouk, we invested in waves. We had people buying at the low, selling at the high at different points. Some of those people got their initials out. Some people doubled down for the higher risk to try to get that higher payout, but it didn't work out. Not because of I wouldn't say not because of platform and sustainability, entirely because of the team. They just decided that they were going to walk away with the entire amount of the revenue, and there's nothing you can do about that. What goes around comes around. But hopefully, we can continue to grow, build this community, get people, um, skeptical, critical people who have a lot of knowledge in this space, offering up their opinions and whatever information and research they find, because On one hand, you'll have a lot of people who lose a lot of money, and on the other hand, you have a lot of people who make a lot of money in this space. There'll always be those two ends and those two odds. And right now I'm just going through the Telegram, telling people about the situation and just discussing other lending platforms and what's going on with those, what are the status with those, and there's a lot of lending platforms out there. So if you have any that you want like scrutinized or looked at, and if you have in-depth information, you've been a part of it, and you've been looking at it for a while, you can definitely post it in the lending discussion channel. We can talk about it, take a look at it, see what's going on with it. We may have some other people who have information about it. So just yeah, just stick around. We've got some things in the works, and keep it moving, guys. Got to keep it moving. Try not to look back on things. But yeah, that's all I got to say. See you guys on the next one.